morning? I just wanted to take a couple moments to just talk to you for a second. Recently on social media, I saw a shirt that said 2020, and then under the shirt it had 5 stars, and only one of the stars was colored in. Okay? In other words, they were saying the year 2020 just has 1 star, or 1 star rating. But I want you to know that it doesn't have to end that way. There are some good things that's happening in the year 2020 to a lot of people. And I'll just tell you something about myself real quick. So you may or may not know, but I'm an author. I'm actually a best-selling author. And my newest book, which is coming out soon, I just received a letter, email, 2 days ago. It's going to be in the Library of Congress. Thank you. Now, I'm not saying that to brag, but what I'm saying that is to help you understand that during this school year, let's look at things that can make the year better. Now, when I look at educators, I see educators either from a turtle standpoint or a crash of rhinos. Now, a turtle, as you know, they'll stick their head out of that shell every now and then, but eventually they're going to stick their head back in that shell because that's their comfort zone. And they like to be in their comfort zone. So sometimes they'll stick their neck out for some students, but then eventually they stick their neck back in. But then you have a crash of rhinos. And that's what I see Nolan Ryan has. Because a crash of rhinos, you can hear them coming from a mile away. And a crash of rhinos will go to that wall and they will knock that wall down because they understand by knocking that wall down, that's what's doing what's best for kids. And that's you. That's you, Nolan Ryan. So I want to talk to you real briefly about the ABCs of being a class of rhinos in the middle of a pandemic. Right? Letter A, and you've heard this many times before, you're going to be a little anxious. And there's going to be some level of anxiety. The letter B, you've been bombarded with information. Emails, remind messages, text messages. But the letter C, you do it because you care. You do it because you are like a crash of rhinos. D, it's a daunting task. We know this. But that letter E, it ain't for everybody. Right? F, there is some fears and there are some frustrations. But I want everyone to look to your left and look to the person to your right, because G, you got each other. And you're going to hold it down to letter A for each other. Now, no judgment here, but when we get to the letter I, if you ever need to indulge in an unlimited supply of ice cream, by all means, do what you need to do to relieve that level of stress. It will be an interesting year. Okay? J, you may feel a little jittery at times. But the letter K, if you choose anything, choose to be kind. Right? And if choosing kindness is not enough, then the letter L, choose love. Because you can never go wrong with L. Because you are like a crash of rhinos. The letter M, Maslow before Bloom. Remember that, Maslow before Bloom. And when we get to N, you are Nolan Ryan. We are Nolan Ryan. So when they talk about what's going on over here at Nolan Ryan, they're talking about us. Okay? because we are like that crash of Rhinos. The letter O, you may be optimistic. And we're asking you to have a whole lot of patience. And we're asking you to ask questions. But remember the letter R, relationships, relationships, relationships. Don't just build the relationships, sustain those relationships with each other, with your kids, and anyone else. I want everyone to take their right index finger and point to themselves and repeat after me. I am special. You are. Because look around you. This staff is like a crash of rhinos. And you have people that have your back. So don't try to go at this alone. Because none of us, to my knowledge, have ever been in the middle of something like what we are experiencing now. So the letter T, be thankful. Be thankful that you can call your partner, your neighbor, someone in your department, and just vent to them. Now, when we get to the letter U, and I know we talked about discipline, no, you cannot call an Uber for a virtual student and send them to our office. Cannot do that. It is going to be a unique year, but I urge you to write down things, journal everything. Maybe you'll create your own bestseller. You're going to have students who are face-to-face, and B, you're going to have students who are virtual. We're going to have to say over and over again, wash your hands X amount of times. But when we get to that letter Y, that letter Y is so important because that letter Y means you matter. You matter. ELA department, you matter. Math department, you matter. Social studies department, you matter. Science department, you matter. Electives, athletics, you matter. Paraprofessionals, you matter. The counselors, you all matter. And when we bring it home on that letter Z, I have zero issues. Zero issues. If you need to vent, if you need something to get off your chest, please come see us. We have zero issues with you coming to see us. Because remember this, you are like a crash of rhinos, and I couldn't be more proud to serve you. Thank you for your time.
All right, y'all. Our lunch should be here in a few minutes.